Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Cigar Therapy. Today we have a special cigar. This was gifted to me by James Drew from Cigar Shack UK. It is, to be honest, I was a little tipsy when he gave it to me, so I can't remember exactly all the information about it, but it has been aged a very long time. I'm pretty sure this cigar is older than me. It's a Romeo Y Julieta. It smells, you can smell the age on it. It does smell phenomenal. It's kind of got like a, I don't know, there's a smell to it. It just smells so different to any other Romeo and Julieta. So whether it's been, I don't know, what it's been kept around. I know it's been in this humidor for a good few years, but it smells phenomenal. So yeah, today I am gonna smoke this and just carry on talking to you guys. Again, we have our makeshift ashtray from last time. Maybe because I forgot it. Forgot another one. Maybe because I just like it. It's part of the set now. So yeah. Basically, I'm gonna smoke this. I wanted to save it for today. He did give it to me. He gave me this and another Romeo and Juliet as a wedding gift. I did smoke the other one, and I thought I'll save this one for today because it does smell so good. And I just thought, it'd be a nice little thing. Not as big as last time's, a lot smaller, so we're not going to be just rambling about nothing for a long time like I did last time. To be fair, I'm not going to lie, I did learn a lot from the last recording. There's some things that I would do, well, 100% do it differently. How I'm recording it, how I'm going with it. I did find sometimes I repeat myself. Obviously in the edit I probably cut a lot of the repeating myself out, and also I forgot to record about half an hour worth of footage last time, so all mistakes that I'm going to learn from. But yeah, let's get into it. I did also mention, a lot of you guys have told me to drink some Dr. Pepper. Some Dr. Pepper with a cigar. Apparently it just tastes phenomenal. It's a really good pairing with any cigar. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to listen and I'm going to give it a go. I have opened it already just in case while I was driving up here it blew up everywhere. But it didn't, so happy days. So I'm going to go ahead and light this a little bit. Oh, if I can grab my lighter. Toast that up a little bit. Yeah, massive thank you to James for this cigar. I have, so yeah, like I said, I've smoked the other one. It was a Romeo and Juliet number 2. Pretty sure he had aged that one quite a bit as well, to be honest. That was amazing. I do like Romeo and Juliet's are my favourite Cuban, I would say, at the moment. And that last one was just phenomenal. So that smell isn't transferring to the first few draws. But it does taste very nice. So yeah, let's give it a go with some Dr. Pepper as well. Oh. That's so weird how that works. I'm going to give a shout out to Adam here. He did tell me multiple occasions to give that a go. Very nice, very nice. I can see why they pair it with Dr. Pepper. Let's get that all toasty and going. So, UFC, I believe it's 301. It was Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. Fortunately, I fell asleep before it. Obviously in the UK we got to stay up stupid time, So I did rewatch the fight. Well, I say rewatch it. I did watch it this morning. I'm a little bit heartbroken. Anybody who hasn't watched it and they're going to watch it, maybe skip ahead a little bit. I'm just going to go through a little bit of that because I'm going to start from now. Islam is an amazing fighter. At the end of the day, he to me, I think he's done more than Khabib. Might be wrong. People might disagree with me there, but in my opinion, he's done more than Khabib. He's very similar wrestling style, but his striking is a lot more elite than Khabib's ever was. And Dustin Poirier, probably one of my favourite UFC fighters. He obviously destroyed in his last fight. Really good knockout, obviously, after jumping the guillotine I don't know how many times, maybe 20 times, I don't know. Something ridiculous. And I was honestly hoping that he would just guillotine. I knew it wouldn't happen. I knew even if he did jump it, Islam would get out of it, but I thought it would just be so funny if he had. To be honest, he did really well in the fight. I think the first 2-3 rounds, Islam was just trying to take him down. He was doing really well to get. I think he was kept down for a while in the first rounds. I watched it literally maybe an hour ago, and it's fresh in my memory, I suppose. But I need to watch it a few more times, maybe tonight. I'm going to watch the rest of the card tonight as well. But yeah, no, he did really well to stop the takedowns, even when they did get taken down. Got back up. Islam's hands are really good, so he did land a few nice punches on Poirier and to keep him away from him. And also, Poirier didn't land as many strikes. Islam's really smart with getting that distance in. But Poirier did well. And again, spoilers, if you haven't seen it, probably skip another couple minutes. I feel terrible that Poirier managed to defend all those takedowns, get out of the submissions, and then got subbed in the last round. It is what it is, But Poirier did so well in that fight too. I wouldn't, even if it had gone to decision, I think Islam 100% won that fight. Poirier did split his, I think it was it above his eye? With that elbow. And he was just gushing blood, but that was probably the only sort of significant damage that happened to Islam anyway. But no, Poirier did really well. Really good at defending those takedowns, which really impressed me. A lot of people haven't been able to do that. Obviously, there's Volkanovski. Volkanovski's just a different animal. Did get head kicked last fight, but I'm not going to take anything away from Volkanovski for that. Other than that, I mean, Islam's just submitted. He submitted Oliveira in the first round? Maybe the first minute or something. And if you could submit Oliveira that fast and not submit Poirier, it does say a lot about Poirier's ground game. I know he's not known for it. He's a boxer essentially, and his style is very unique to that, where he doesn't show off his ground game a lot at all, really, unless he has to. But he did really well against Islam in surviving that long at the end of the day. I wanted Poirier to win. He could have come out of nowhere and just knocked him out. But to be fair, Islam's distancing was so good that it was so hard for Poirier to even get the angles on him, which is something Islam's really good at. He's a really intelligent fighter. But yeah, I can't wait to watch the rest of the card. I know there is a few decent fights on that card, especially in the main event. I can't even think who was on there now. I know Kevin Holland was fighting. Haven't seen the results for any of the other fights. So when I get home tonight, that's probably what I'm going to do. Smoke another cigar, maybe have a whiskey, and watch the rest of that card, because that's the one thing about being in the UK. If we want to watch them, there's very little fights that are on early. Maybe if it's in Abu Dhabi, but even sometimes when it's on Abu Dhabi, it's quite late for us. And I'm pretty sure I spoke about this in the last episode, but UFC Manchester is going to be on again at I think the main card starts at 3 AM, which is absolutely ridiculous. When we do finally get a chance to get a card in early, it's a great experience, but happens little and often. not little and often, not very often, most of like little amount of the time. You know, when we do get that 9 p.m. main card, it is a game changer for us. So this is really, really nice, really smooth, burning really nice. I can't remember exactly the date this was produced. I want to say James said 1991, but I might be way off there. But I'm pretty sure it was 1991 this was made, and it has just been. I don't know who gave it to him. Maybe he bought it a few years back, but it's been in his humidor. I'm pretty sure he said for about 3-4 years. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. Really is sign all the legal bits. So you know, life signed away. Got my official wedding on next weekend, a week yesterday. So that's coming fast. I also went to a good friend of mine. He's got like I thought someone was going to break my van then. He's got like a DJ school he's made. So he teaches any age really, but he did a course with, I don't know how old these guys were, maybe 13, 14. And then there was a big sort of stage set for them in the city centre, and they got to perform in front of people who were there. So I went to support that, and it was amazing to see. Honestly, these guys, what they were doing, I wouldn't be able to get on a stage in front of that many people, let alone perform anything. And no, they smashed it. One of the guys, you could tell he was really nervous about obviously being in front of that crowd, but he smashed it. And it's the fact that Jake and Ryan, who run the noisemakers, were able to build their confidence up and show them the basics on what to do with the DJ, get them their confidence up to do it, and then just be that mentor for them to be able to stand up in front of that massive crowd and do what they did. And it was amazing. It was a really nice turnout for them. So that's what I spent doing. It was yesterday. Weekend's gone fast. But yeah, it was amazing to see, and I love what those guys are doing. DJing's not one of my passions or anything like that. I do not know the first thing about it, but obviously I go to all Jake and Ryan's sort of gigs and I don't know, raves I suppose, to support them. So seeing what they're doing, with the kids and all that now, it's amazing, and I really, really respect what they do for them, and it's definitely something anyone could benefit from, let alone the younger audience. Like Jake has tried to show me how to DJ. I don't know how many times. Obviously it's not a massive passion of mine. I'm more into the old music, to be honest, but from what he was showing me, I can't keep up with it. It goes too fast for me. There's too much stuff going on the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. So massive respect to those guys. Fair play to them. This cigar, it's really smooth. It's got a lot of flavour to it. Really nice. That's one thing I found in the last episode. Obviously, so my recording finishing. I've brought the watch today to avoid not recording like I did last time, so at least I can check on my wrist and do it. Yeah, because I couldn't believe I was talking absolute shit. No, I mean, it might be good stuff, who knows? I can't remember what I was saying. Looked at the camera, blank screen. I was fuming. What was I saying? Honestly, my head is gone today. I embarrassed myself, like, feel a bit mongy, tired, whatever it is. And, my father-in-law said to me, he's like, you look a bit drowsy today, mate. And I was like, oh, I think it's the antihistamines. Hay fever's kicking my ass. Took out antihistamine, probably that. And my partner just goes, it was a non-drowsy tablet, you twat. So I look like a bug. But no, don't know what it is. Maybe it's, you know, to be fair, I'm terrible at taking antihistamines. I never take them. I just tend to cry myself with pollen. The pollen kicks my ass every year, and I never do anything about it, so it's my fault. So taking antihistamines now, it's definitely working, but I need to take them all the time and get on top of it. I'm just terrible at taking tablets. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing, you know, I don't mind taking them. I just forget all the time. But I hate the fact that I'm a man who cannot literally cannot survive outside. I go outside, there's a bit of pollen on a flower, and I'm there just puffy eyes, no energy. It's ridiculous, and I don't know how we haven't got to a stage where we can cure or get rid of people's hay fever. It's ridiculous how so many people are affected by pollen. It's ridiculous. Now we can get a vaccine for COVID or whatever in a few weeks, and yet, you know, I know we've got antihistamines and all that, but surely there's some sort of cure for it. It's ridiculous. How can a man literally not be able to go outside without getting puffy eyes and shit? It's ridiculous. And I love the outdoors. You know, that's why I've got the camper van at the end of the day. I love going outdoors, love going to new places. And I'll literally get out my camper van, or even drive with the window open and pollen just fucking attacking my face. And I'm just like, you fucking pussy. Why am I such a pussy with the outdoors? Even though I love it. Yeah, no. Had a lot of great feedback from the first video. I personally, I hated it. There was, you know, it was a bit janky. Again, I repeated myself so many times, and how I recorded it, how I didn't record some of it, it wasn't the best. One thing that really triggers me, that I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, first sort of section of the video before I cut to me smoking outside, talking about how I forgot to record, is sort of, you know, this angle, and the second part, it's more off to my right, your left. Maybe it's mirrored, I don't know. More off to that way. And it's just like squaring it up and things like that. I've been talking to my buddy Jordan, and he's been talking me through. He's, you know, really good with that sort of setup, cameras in general. So he's going to hopefully help out a little bit, just teach me the ways, and, you know, get the best possible quality out of what I've got. Want to start investing in some new equipment, like I said before, get some microphones. To be honest, the quality of the camera on this is alright in my opinion. If you guys think different, let me know. But it works for now, and at the end of the day, I don't want to invest in a load of stuff into something that's just starting up. When it starts to pick up, 100%. Obviously, I've got to invest in more cigars. That's my main thing. I can't do an episode of Cigar Therapy where it's just therapy. It's not cigar therapy then. I might as well just pay for a therapist at that point then. But no. I enjoyed doing it. Really enjoyed doing it. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm in a slightly different spot today. I don't know how much you can see out there. I'm going to film some outside after. My usual spot where I was last time was taken. So this is a car park just above, still in the same mountain area, but it's above a place called Ammanford. Ammanford's it's a weird spot. There's something in the water here. It's lovely up here. I love it. Like looking over Ammanford from here, it's beautiful. And you go into the town, and it's a strange place. There's, like I said, there's something in the water here. I'm gonna just get jumped by someone who lives in Ammanford who's in this car park now, guaranteed. But no, other than that, some really good feedback from you guys, you know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, I would rather people be honest and tell me what they didn't like and what they did like, than just be like, you did good, because otherwise I'm just going to carry on doing it how it doesn't work. You guys aren't going to enjoy it at the end, and you're not going to want to watch, and at the end of the day, if you guys don't want to watch, there's no point in me doing it. It's good for me to just talk shit and get things off my chest, but other than that, if you guys aren't going to enjoy it, you know, why would I just carry on? I could, like I said, I can go to a therapist then. But no, I enjoy cigars regardless, so I'm going to just sit at home and have a cigar instead, or take the van out. Don't necessarily need to film, but I wanted to create something that you guys are happy to watch and you guys like, something that I can be proud of, and that's the main thing, really. The one thing I've been struggling with at the moment is Meta. Meta have it out for me at the moment, and well, they have it out for any cigar sort of page, anything cigar related they hate. I got every single one of my posts flagged on Instagram. They were saying, what did they say? Contains alcohol. Didn't. I think I maybe mentioned in one of the videos Penderyn whiskey. Said it has products related to marijuana. I was like, cigar? Like, it's got tobacco, but you ain't gonna use that tobacco in a joint. But yeah, they just flagged it. I mean, I know it's tobacco related, but that's not what they said. It was marijuana related, alcohol related, which it isn't. So they flagged every one of my posts and basically shadow banned me. I can still post. I could still, all my followers can see it, but they won't show me on the recommendation pages or searches or anything like that unless the people who follow me. So essentially, if people are following me and they share the posts, great, people can see it. But I can't, like, I on my actual personal Instagram account, I couldn't even share my own profile onto my story. I could share my posts and stuff, but it's a weird one. Meta just have it out. I was talking to some of the guys in the group chat. They've got the same thing. A lot of people, basically anyone who does a cigar page is shadow banned essentially, which is so stupid. And I'm not up to scratch on social media. I don't really know the ins and outs, the guidelines and all that. And I do get it. At the end of the day, you can't be promoting, but you can't advertise cigars and stuff like that. I'm not a shop. I'm just a guy who likes them. So why can't I just share my love with it to other people? Obviously, there's pages out there that do, and I'm sure a lot of them get the hits from it, from Meta just trying to take us down. It is what it is at the end of the day. TikTok's done the same. I was told TikTok didn't really care, but yeah, they can't push my content again, which it's fair enough. At the end of the day, it's going to grow over time anyway. More of you guys who watch it is great. James did say something on his recent video with George. I want to say it's George Frakes. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. About how if he's talking about a cigar, not promoting it, but just saying what he likes about it. If the cigar he's smoking isn't in the frame, he can post the video and it won't get flagged, which is so weird. You can see the smoke, you can see him holding something, but the fact that it's that's a no-no. That's a big no-no. I understand that you can't monetize it. Fair enough. But how can you build an audience if they're literally blocking you straight away? It is what it is. It is what it is. But I enjoy doing it anyway, regardless. It's just nice to, like I've made a few posts about it, just meeting people that I've met on social media who just have a similar interest. You meet them in person after talking on Instagram for a couple of weeks, and it's like you've known them forever. It's no awkwardness. It was so nice. I met obviously Welsh Fashion Adam on there, and James Drew from Cigar Shack, and it's just so nice. Like it literally feels like there's no awkwardness. Just talking about cigars and talking about whatever else. Just getting to know each other. So nice. And yeah, it's just so weird how just this little stick can bring us together. I was talking in the group chat that actually made me think yesterday. One of the guys asked a question, I think your tobacconist asked him this, so he just put it forward to us, that he sees a lot more 20 to 30 year olds buying cigars now, which really, it was interesting. I'm 26, and I've recently been really getting into cigars, so we kind of thrown it out there, and I was like, that's interesting. I didn't think, there's obviously a lot of people out there back in the, who were raised in the 80s, 90s. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger and people like that smoking a stoogie. So, maybe that promoted it for them, but we don't really have that, I suppose. So it's interesting that a lot more people are getting into it now. But we were saying it's one of those things. It almost slows down time. The fact that you can, everything's a rush now. Everything, social media, you got instant delivery, you got instant that. Everything's so sped up now. Everything's got to be a million mile per hour. So when you just sit down and smoke a cigar, either on your own or with friends, it just slows down time. You can really process what you're thinking about. You haven't got a million miles per hour in your head, just that. You're just going, this is what I want to do, let's think about it. Gone out. Son of a bitch. But you're just contemplating. Which is yeah, is kind of what I get from it, to be honest. It really does just, and to be honest, especially when you're doing like university or paperwork or whatever you're doing, writing, you just sit down with a cigar and it helps you focus so much, and you're really taking in what you're talking about. Although when I'm recording a video, I don't know what it is. I suppose because you're filling in you don't want it to just be a silent video, so you're talking about this, that, and maybe it's something I've got to work on, but I forget what I talked about. I'll be there. So the UFC, and I'm like, I've already had this conversation with myself. What am I talking about? But no, it's maybe that's something I've got to work on. My memory's bad at the best of times, to be honest. Which is definitely something my partner can vouch for, because she'll ask me something, I'll be like, yeah, no worries. Next day, you've never asked me this in your life. What are you on about? And she's like, I've asked you 3 times now. This is another thing. I'm gonna have to run about it while it's caught my eye. These new fucking lids fucking piss me off. I know you can snap them off or whatever, but then you got a little bit of plastic. You take a sip, you get stuck by the plastic. Fucking nightmare. But yeah, 6 days from now. So today is Sunday. I know I'm probably going to post this on Monday just to keep it. Maybe I'll keep on posting on Mondays. But what was I going to say? Yeah, 6 days from now, my official wedding day. Come fast. And to be fair, got a few nice cigars out of it, so I ain't gonna complain. No, my partner's, she's doing a load of wedding bits again today. My partner, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law are all at mine, tying ribbon and doing all the decorative bits. And I could give it a go, but I'm terrible. I'm so bad at that sort of stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go record another episode and go enjoy a cigar while you guys crack on. Yeah, really, really smooth cigar. With Romeo and Julietas, you tend to get quite a lot of spice, I found. So the number 2 I had the other day from James, again, that wasn't overly spicy, but I think that had been a little bit aged as well. So whether the aging takes away some of that spice, I'm not too sure. But you get that little bit of a kick. Like I said, I wanted from the last cigar I had. It didn't have that kick for me. Well, you get a little bit of it in this, but the flavour is there's a lot more range I find in this. There's enough to make your palate think, which I like. It's not just a straight taste. There is a little bit of complexity there. Sometimes, I suppose it depends on the situation. For me, for now though, this is a really nice cigar to be smoking for this sort of video. And I love a Romeo and Juliet band as well. There's just something about it. I don't know how well you guys can see that. It's just such a beautiful band. But yeah, I'd say that Cuban wise, Romeo and Julieta is probably have got to be my favourite. Saying that, I haven't tried a ridiculous amount of them, so I do need to get that out of my head and be like, I love Romeo and Julieta. I'm going to smoke them. I like to have a range of them. Did try, I think the first Cuban I bought was a H. Upman. Yeah, it was a H. Upman, and well, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't anywhere near a Romeo and Julieta for me. I'm gonna try a few more though. Gonna have to try a Monty, as the group knows. There's inside jokes about the Monty, but no, I've got to try one. Monte Cristo. But yeah, no, for me at the moment, I'm really enjoying the New Worlds. Like, I suppose when you first get into cigars, you hear that Cuban sort of, you know, Cuban's the big one in America. Obviously, I think Cubans are still illegal in America. You guys might have to correct me on that. Pretty sure Cubans are still illegal in America though. And America's a massive, massive audience for cigars. The New Worlds obviously have a massive market over there, and they're coming over here. And it's there's so many good cigars out there. Like I tried there's a foundation cigar. What was it? The Charter Oak. Charter Oak. That was a fantastic cigar. That was probably one of my favourite cigars I've had. And I didn't. That was one cigar I didn't like. Usually when I'm buying cigars, especially online, I'll research. But I got the Charter Oak, and there was something else I got. No, it was the Charter Oak and the cigar I had for the last episode. So I kind of just went in there. I didn't do any research. You know, I spoke to the tobacconist about it. They recommended it, so I was like, I'll give it a go. And that was one of the nicest cigars I've had. There was just so much about it. And again, that was the research. I did nothing until after I'd smoked the cigar. So maybe the research for me is taken away a little bit. I need to sort of go off that a little bit. And especially when I'm in a tobacconist. Online, I think it's different, because there's already so much information when you're looking at the cigar. But if you're just in a tobacconist, going off their recommendations, you know, you're going to get some cigars that you don't like. But going off their recommendations, and, you know, people that you've spoken to as well, and just giving it a go, there's something about it. Really nice smoke output from this as well. I've noticed that. You probably got kind of see me there's smoke in the way. But definitely worth having another one of these. And to be honest, I'll probably never get one of these that's aged this much as well. So it's a really nice experience to share with you guys. I should really stop leaning on this table. I could just hear it squeaking all the time. You guys could probably pick up on that. It is absolutely roasted here today though. I'm probably dripping here on camera. Should probably open the door, but there's a few cars around, so I didn't want it to come out on the camera. But beautiful day in Swansea. Well, it's not even Swansea, I'm basically in Ammanford now. But in Wales in general, by the looks of it, beautiful day. This is 2 weekends in a row where we've had sun, which is very, very strange for us. But that view, I'm going to have to get some footage of it after, because it is a gorgeous view up here. It's basically the other side of the mountain from where I was last time. Most of you probably don't care. But anyone who does and wants to come in and sort of see what it's like up here, honestly, ever down in South Wales, I 100% recommend up here. The one thing I did notice though is after that cigar I had last week, the smell in this van, honestly, to be fair, I drive this van every day, so you get in for the first 5 minutes, you're like, damn, and then he goes nose plant to it. But I really, really like the smell. But I know if anyone else gets in this van, they're just gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Obviously, a lot of people aren't cigar smokers in my life, but those who are, I know, would really appreciate that smell of. It just kind of goes into the sort of fabric, and you just, it doesn't smell like, you know, if you smoke a cigarette inside, you kind of get that stale smoke smell. It didn't smell like that at all. It was kind of like, it's hard to explain. Kind of like when you smell oak or like really nice wood. It was kind of that smell, and it just, every time I got into the van, oh, it smells good. Which is weird because, you know, you smoke a cigarette inside or whatever, and it just smells horrible. Obviously, tobacco's completely different in there, but yeah, no. If someone smokes a cigarette inside, I can smell that, and it turns me straight away. I can't stand that. But a cigar out inside, it just seeps into everything, I think. And it just gives off that really nice smell. Again, people who don't smoke cigars will probably get into this van and be like, "What the fuck is that?" But it's my van, so fuck off. That's why I would love to have sort of a little wooden cabin, just with a nice leather chair, a couple bottles of whiskey, and I feel like that smoke would just seep into that wood, and it would just always smell so good. So that is an aspiration in my life: is when I buy a house, little log cabin. Doesn't have to be big, one room, just smoke shed. You guys can probably see this, and again, this is one thing that I gotta sort out. It's just the top of that roof. I really got a slouch at the moment. So when I got guests, I'm gonna have to think of something. I might, because I've got at the front of my van, I got 3 seats, and 2 of them swivel around. So I feel like we might have to have a 2-camera setup, and have either myself or the guest in the sort of swivel chair. Might be the best shout. Camera wise, to be fair, I'm gonna have to speak to my buddy, who is gonna basically give me a hand with the camera setup, because he will know the best sort of setup ways. But the one thing I don't want is just having loads of cameras in the center, and I'm there like, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey," just looking around the cameras. You know, I want to be able to look them in the eyes. I want to be able to see them. I am up. But then maybe we'll have to find another way. But yeah, it's one of those. I'm probably going to record a few in the van, just see how it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll have to come up with a new plan. But I'm looking forward to starting that, to be honest. This is kind of why I'm doing this as well. I can sort of get used to being in front of that camera. I know I said that before, but it's just, it's so, if I can hold a conversation with myself and nothing around here to talk about, just a cigar, maybe the views, and still just chat bollocks for that long, I'm going to be able to talk to a guest for, you know, that amount of time. I know obviously it depends on the guest as well. That's the thing. Sometimes it's easy to have a conversation with yourself because you know what you're like, especially if you've not really spoken to the guest in the past either. There might be, you know, I could ask you a question, you could get an answer that spirals off for 10 minutes, or you could get an answer and be like, yeah, and you're just there waiting for the rest of it. You're like, oh no, this is awkward. But I'm probably gonna experience that, and it's learning how to get around that for myself as well. So it's going to be interesting to see the learning curve, I suppose. The one thing I'm noticing, this video is not going to be anywhere near as long as the last. That last video lasted, I mean, I think I had an hour and maybe an hour and a half of footage, then the 20-30 minutes I didn't record, and then I had to cut that down to about, I think it was just over an hour. And to be honest, for me personally, that was too long, especially with all the cuts. It was too long. I think 45 minutes is the perfect sort of, half an hour to 45 minutes for this would be perfect. I think that's what I'm sort of aiming at, because it's not too long for you guys. It's nowhere near enough, as much to edit for me. To be honest, my editing skills, as you probably saw on the last one, aren't up to par at the moment. But again, this is a learning curve. The more I do it, the more I'm going to learn, the more I'm going to find my own style. That's the thing. At the moment, I'm just kind of just playing around, I suppose, seeing what works, what doesn't. And when I find that style, I suppose it's going to be a lot quicker to edit, because I know exactly what goes where, you know, which part is this, you know, that and the other. Excuse me. But yeah, it's one of those. It's all a learning curve at the end of the day. And maybe you guys will tell me you don't want it to be, you want it to be uncut, which I'm open to. There might be parts where I'm just contemplating life, you know, just sat there just for 10 minutes. I don't know. I feel like you guys wouldn't enjoy watching that. But I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't enjoy. You tell me. But no, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that UFC card. You guys let me know if you want me to do another sort of, I don't know how many UFC fans there are out here, whether you guys like me talking about that sort of thing. I know there was some boxing on, I think that was last night as well. I haven't watched that either. I literally got home, watched a couple episodes of Game of Thrones, and I was passed out. I was going to stay up for the UFC fights, and I was like, right, I'm going to stay up. And then all of a sudden I was in bed. I was like, well, I guess I'm not watching the UFC tonight. But that's the good thing. I do have Discovery Plus, so I could just watch it all today. That's why I watched the Dustin Poirier fight this morning. And the one thing I just know, if I don't watch it first thing, I'm going to see spoilers, and it's not the same. So I like to see it unspoiled. And to be fair, I haven't seen anything yet about the rest of the card. So maybe I'll get to watch that full card without any spoilers. Yeah, other than that, there's not a great deal going on with me apart from getting married. Nothing, you know. I've got the events I spoke about before. I'm hoping to go to, well, as many events as I can, really. It's just going to be nice to smoke some new cigars, get to know some new people, just a bit of networking, isn't it? I sounded so common, networking, isn't it? But no, it'd be nice to just experience the cigar sort of. So many cars out here now. Boy racers, oh yeah. We don't know how to park. That's a fourth attempt I've tried to park. But anyway, no, it'd be nice to just get to know people in the industry, new tobacconists, new distributors, new companies that maybe I haven't tried their cigars. And going to the events is probably the best way to do it. You know, you get a nice cigar out of it, you get a few drinks. There'll probably be a lot of travelling in it, but to be honest, it's nice to go to places I've never been. I've visited a few countries abroad, not as many as I would like. But then when I look at the UK, England, I've hardly been anywhere in England. Scotland never been, Ireland never been. I've probably done all of Wales, well, majority of Wales. You know, there's a lot of little villages and smaller towns I've never been, but I was looking on the map actually. That's one thing. I was looking at where all the tobacconists in Wales are. I think in total there's four tobacconists. One in Cardiff, Newport. I think there's five. So there's one in Newport, one in Cardiff, one in I think there's a small one in Carmarthen, Aberystwyth, and I think there's one up north somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it's so weird that I know it's obviously a small country, but you would think we've got more to like. the amount of people I've met through social media who turn out to be from Wales, who smoke cigars, people I've spoken to in person, who I didn't know were into cigars, who turns out they are, and that's all we've got. You know, a lot of people are just ordering online, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know, there's something about having an actual shop just brings everyone together. You know, you can do your own research online, but there's nothing like going to a tobacconist, talking about the cigar, that you see how passionate they are about the cigar, and you know, they're really telling you what they found with the cigar, what they liked about it, what maybe they didn't like about a certain thing, and they've got such in-depth knowledge because they spend all day, every day with these, you know, these cigars. They smoke. I'm assuming they'd smoke whatever they can grab their hands on. To be honest, if I was working as a tobacconist, I think stock would take a hit. Don't listen to that if you're working as a tobacconist and want to hire me. But no, you know, I would want to try everything. You know, I've worked in sales before, and people try and get your opinion on something, and it's, you know, I worked in a mountain warehouse it was, and people would ask me about the sleeping bag, and I'm like, I don't know, I use a camper van, I don't use sleeping bags. I'm like, I don't know. And you know, if someone's not passionate about something when you're talking to them, and you're essentially buying from these people, you're going to go somewhere else. So I would want to know everything about my stock if I was working in a tobacconist. Right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day there. I'm going to go enjoy that in the scenic view, and I suppose I'm going to have to get onto editing this. I'm hoping to have it out by tomorrow, Monday. Obviously, whatever you guys are watching it is out. You don't need to know that, but I'm thinking if I can stick to Mondays to release these episodes, and then we can go from there. At least a Monday can give me time to, you know, whether I do the recording on a Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, bank holiday if it is, gives me a little bit of time to edit, and then gives you guys some time to watch. And I'm going to probably have to skip next week's episode. Please forgive me, but it's my wedding, so I'm going to focus on that. So at least we've got a week here. Well, we got a video being released this week. Probably not next week, and I'll be back at it a week later. And I'm also going to be recording the first episode of the podcast as well, which I'm really looking forward to. Don't think I mentioned who the first guest is, and I know a few people know, but I'm going to keep it on the hush hush until it's recorded. Then I'll release a few teasers, because I want to have, in an ideal world, I want to get a few episodes recorded before I release anything, just so they're in the bank. But we'll see how it goes. To be honest, I'm hoping I'm recording the first episode on the 15th of June, so I'm hoping I can potentially record 2 on the 15th of June and 1 on the 16th. Might work, might not. Don't hold me to it. But no, thank you guys for watching. Again, let me know what you think of the video. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you didn't, just tell me. Comment, let me know what you didn't like about it, whether I rambled too much, whether I fucking swear too much, I don't know. But it'd be great to know what you guys think. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it, so you can catch up with the next ones, and you'll be updated on the podcast as well. Thank you so much, guys. I've loved the cigar. The Dr. Pepper works. Adam and James, who told me Dr. Pepper works, you were right. Really nice with the cigar. It's just weird how much it changes the taste. But yeah, no, really enjoyed the Dr. Pepper with it. I feel like coffee, I'm not a massive fizzy drink person, like I said before, so a coffee I think would be my go-to. But last time I had that big French press and I was wired. I was absolutely wired. So having, to be fair, I like a can of Dr. Pepper over a bottle. There's something about drinking from a can. So if I drink that much coffee every time I record, I won't sleep. But a Dr. Pepper will sort me out, so we'll see. Could be my new go-to. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching. and I'll see you next time.